What's poppin'? What's poppin'?
What is up?
How y'all doing? Welcome to our video. It might be only just two of you out there, but hey, we appreciate you.
The one. We left the 99 for
the
one.
We purposely
Hallelujah.
choose to have low views.
Yes,
you feel me?
this is a choice because we want to go deep.
Yeah,
and we can't go deep when
we're trying to go wide.
You know, we easily could have 1 million.
Easily,
but
it's a personal choice.
You know what I'm saying.
Anyway, so basically what you guys are doing is you're dropping your questions and your comments down in the comment section below. We're going to look at them and we're going to literally just answer as many questions as we can. To give you context, we got married at 19. We've been married for 3 years. Anniversary coming soon. Come on
Literally
now.
in 2 days. High five.
In 2 days. We did it. And God just has been telling us to be a voice for our generation, to give advice. God has downloaded a lot of stuff into us and he's been pushing us. He said, JB, do the podcast, do the podcast. And the only thing that I was not doing was the podcast. So,
look at you.
You know,
so disobedient.
Yes. We just got a phone call, we just have to cut it off.
Scratched me tooth and nail trying to end that phone call.
Anyways, what's the
Real
question?
quick, shout out to God's Glory for sending me the merch.
Shout out to God's Glory. All right, so what question did the user send in?
So this user sent, what are some non-negotiables in the dating world as men and women of God?
As a man, I think a humongous non-negotiable is, you have to be following God.
Period.
Fully, 100%. For a woman, you need to be following God. If I'm even consider even looking your way, I'm not even looking your way if you don't rep Jesus.
I'm not even breathing the same air. I'm not even hearing the syllables coming out of your mouth. The moment you speak, I am running because how am I supposed to be submitted to a man who isn't submitted to God?
And how is a woman supposed to submit to me if she's not submitted to God?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. I think there's obviously.
That's actually good. Wow.
Yeah, I was with it. It came out.
That came out
I was. It was really risky. I was thinking twice before I said it, but
he did that.
I think obviously, as being a Christian, you want to take red flags into consideration.
Very seriously.
If you're a Christian guy and you're with a girl specifically, I'm gonna tell you my side, and it's someone who goes to clubs a lot or drinks and smokes a lot or all these different things.
Not a lot, drinks and smokes.
Okay, my bad. And drinks and smokes. Those are red flags. Those are obvious red flags, that they haven't submitted their life to God and they're not following in the path. Now, granted, that doesn't say that's not like the craziest thing in that sense, but it's really important because you want somebody who's seasoned in a relationship with God, who knows being sober-minded, who knows to not be in spaces of sin. And so it's really important because, even I guess on the other side, modesty is a big thing. You could tell a lot through somebody's modesty, especially as a woman. So as a guy, you're looking for a woman who is modest, looking for a woman who understands their worth and value is in God and not in their looks and feel like they need to show it off all the time.
Yeah.
Like a woman dressed with dignity and value and honor, and something that's hard.
Yeah, and I think for me as a when I look at men, I think the biggest thing that I look for, looked because I got my man now. But anyways, what I looked for was obviously submission to God. And that doesn't mean he just believes in God. I don't want a man that just believes in God. The demons believe in God. The devil believes in God. He knows God is real.
Facts.
I want a man that is submitted to God. I want a man that believes only in the Bible. I don't want none of this, the universe, crystal, tapping into all these different things. No chakras, no nothing. I don't do none of that. No, so I'm big on that.
You say it, girl.
Huh?
I say you say it.
Thank you. But yeah, so very big on the word, because if I am called to be submissive to a man, I need to trust that man is hearing from God, because I am not about to submit to no one who's about to have us jump off a cliff. That does not make sense. So it is a rule that we as wives are called to submit. It does not say you only submit if the guy is godly. You submit
no matter
because
what.
That is your husband. So that's why I'm trying to help my girls out. Know who you're dating, because that could end up being your husband.
Facts. Even if you in essence, you know, you're like, say you're having sex with somebody, or, you know, you're dating somebody and you have a kid.
Yeah, you don't know what could happen.
And it's somebody that you don't trust to be as a leader. You have trust issues with them. You don't think they're, you know, like they're capable of bringing you to a higher place. Why even risking it?
Right, exactly.
Why even risking it?
Exactly. And for modesty, you know, because modesty obviously looks a little different for, you know, men and women. For me, I look at humility. Because if I see a man that is out here, he has to wear the you know, yeah, it's cool to look good. You can look good. You can wear your drip or whatever. But, you know,
whatever.
But, you know, when you're doing too much, and I can clearly see, okay, all of his confidence is in that little Adidas tracksuit he got on, and the freshest J's, and the thick chain, and the earrings, and the fresh cut. Like, it's like, I don't know, it's like a balance. Like, you kind of read like, like, this guy is really kind of full of himself, and he, you know, he thinks he's all that. And like, I don't like seeing prideful people. I like, in general, man or woman, but especially from a dating perspective, if you're all prideful, you're not correctable. You're not going to listen to me when I think you're wrong, or when you've done something to hurt me. You don't even have to be wrong, but even if it hurt me, are you going to listen? Are you going to try to help? Are you going to try to change? You know, if you can't be, you know, gently corrected, I think that's like, I just kind of am able to gauge a lot just by seeing how modest you are in terms of your character, if that makes sense. And also showing, if you feel like, you know, same thing for men, if you feel like you got to show off your body all the time, you lifting up the shirt when you stretch, you know, like, it's like,
they know the Playboys know.
And I'm just like, and you know, it's happened to me as a married woman. I look away like, all right, you
I mean,
go entertain the angels and the demons, because I'm gonna turn away.
Like, even with girls, like, you know, there'll be Christian girls who literally post something and it's like, praise Jesus, but they're like showing off their body.
It's like the whole body con dress.
And it's like whole body con dress, and it's like, hold on now, praise Jesus.
Praise Jesus.
You better put on a coat.
Right, put on some coat.
You know,
put on the Joseph coat and praise Jesus.
Something. But I definitely think another non-negotiable, you know, is there has to be an essence of, you know, a traditional wife. And for me, I think it's important because I think how God made men and women differently are important. I do believe that the men should lead. He should be the provider. He should be the protector. And I believe the woman should be taking care and being his helper and making sure. That does not mean, woman, that you don't pursue your own goals and your own dreams or achieve what you want to achieve, but it's making sure that in relationship with your husband that you help, you know, take care of things. You take care of things around the house. You cook, whatever, you know, but that doesn't mean, men, you don't cook either. Right. But it's just more of the role of, like they said, you give a woman some ingredients and they make a meal. You give a woman sperm, she makes a baby. You give a woman a house, she makes a home.
Yeah. So, okay, Miles Monroe. Okay, we hear you.
I'm just saying, like, it's literally within their nature to take something, cultivate it, and grow it. And so having a woman with traditional something, like, I'm not going for all this feminist, like, no, like, well, I'm gonna do what I want, like, you know, just kind of like, you know, men's trash, men suck, you know, I will never be blah blah blah, like, none of that has worked for ages over this, every single country, everywhere it's always been men and women together. Woman takes care of like the housework, and men go out. That's the universe. That's built into the DNA. Yeah. And you can't fight with DNA. You know, they try to fight with DNA, even with a lot of stuff going on. Like, you know, they try to fight against what God designed as DNA.
And it's just not true. And also, I just want, because, you know, that can be a lot, especially for, you know, I'm currently being debunked in that feminist thinking sometimes, and, you know, it can be daunting to, you know, feel like all these expectations are on you as a woman to cook, clean, provide, like, not provide, but take care of the house, take care of your man, da 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 da. But I just want you to know, like, when you find that right person, it's gonna flow. And you know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna be very understanding and patient with you, and as long as you are teachable and willing to keep learning and, you know, finding resources, it's not, you know, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful feeling to know, like, oh, like, I'm cooking for my husband. Like, I love making him a meal. I love, you know, making the bed and cleaning and putting his clothes away to make his life a little easier. I love doing those things because it's like a heart of just, once again, submission. It's a heart of, you know, he does so much for me outside of the house. He makes sure, he is stressed, y'all. He is stressed, trying to make sure we got the bills paid, trying to make sure that things are happening. He is so selfless towards me. And, you know, the least I can do is make sure he's eating, make sure he's taken care of, making sure that stuff is restocked in the house, which I've been kind of bad at lately.
Hey,
but
there's grace over here.
But there's grace.
We
Exactly.
over here.
So
But
it's
even-
not
even
as
within
daunting
that-
as it sounds. If you have a man that's like whipping you, like my dinner better be here at 5. Like, it's
And
okay.
that's
you
a
know,
non-negotiable.
maybe that's y'all. Maybe that's
an-
y'all's relationship, but that's not. That's
Nah.
we are a little more balanced. I
I
would
think
say.
no, because the word says to be gentle in your correction. And so if you see something happening, especially with your spouse, you're like, hey, like, what's going on? But at the end of the day, you're also a grown man. Go out and get some food.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't need somebody to cook for you. You know, it's a blessing and it's awesome. But yeah, you know, like, bro, be easy, be gentle. Just like if you mess up in the provision or you do something that didn't work out,
Right.
you know, like, but
She'll have grace
that
with you.
is another non-negotiable right there. Is you need to make sure that your person is actually selfless,
Selfish.
not selfish, because you could tell while you're dating them. You could tell if somebody is selfish or not. Are they like more focused on themselves? You know, do their actions tend to cater towards themselves? Do they go out of their way for you? How much do they go out? Like, you know, you got to really see and test somebody how selfless they are.
Yeah.
Because if somebody is selfish, it's very hard to be in a relationship with them because they have to really break all that down.
And some may say, you know, you may be asking, what does that look like? So for me, the way I can tell if a guy is selfish or selfless is, you know, in his desire to do things for me. So, you know, if we go out and he offers to pay, I'm like, oh, okay, like he wants to, you know, he has that nature inside of him to want to take care of me, want to provide.
But be careful with that one, because, you know, he might just be doing it to get somewhere, which then is selfish.
Is selfish. Yeah. So you gauge.
You
like,
have to see.
Is it feeling like
you
got to
see if you got to see like if there's no end goal, if there is no getting you into the bed, or if there's none of that. Well,
it's
this
okay
person,
if he has an end goal of wanting to court you.
Well, yeah, I mean that's different.
Dating you.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's different.
Okay.
But that's a whole different thing. But you gotta see what his end goal is.
For sure.
And even within that, you know, like obviously non-negotiable. You know, obviously having somebody who is just trying to sleep with you. That's obviously.
Well, yeah.
Obviously.
Non-negotiable. Oh yeah. Let's talk about that. Someone who's pushy about. And it's not just sex, pushy about touching. If they want to, you know, have their hand all up on your thigh and they barely know you, it's like, why do you feel so entitled to my body? I'm very big on that, because I've seen friends, you know, they're not even in a relationship with a dude yet. He's already all touchy with them, but he's Christian. I'm like, what's going on? Because you should never feel that entitled to another woman's body. And so, you know, I think as a woman, you can discern, once again, selfless or selfish. You are, you know, pushing your own desires onto someone, and you're not even obeying what the word of God says, which is having things in order. And you're not being in order right now. You're just trying to do whatever you want to do, and you're letting your flesh take over. So, you know, that's another aspect for sure. Yeah.
Anyways, thank y'all for asking that question. You know, we're gonna be answering every single question that's in the YouTube comment section, so please write away, and we'll see you next time. Hey,
see you.
Check out our music if you're still here.
And if you want to hear some more non-negotiables, please comment below, because we try to keep it short, like keep it at 3 each. But if you want to hear more, you know, we'd love to share more about specific topics. So yeah. Bye.